Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Let's talk about it right now. We opened up the show with this amazing video package of Triple H, basically talking about the history of WWE and pro wrestling more broadly. The video was absolutely awesome. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It was like on this massive screen that they had. Like it was like above the ring, and then it was like this just massive big Titantron thing hanging from the ceiling. It was absolutely breathtaking. Not sure if that's going to be like an arena exclusive thing just for the Netflix edition of Monday Night Raw. I would assume it would be because I don't see them like bringing that massive Titantron out every single week. But it was still really, really cool. And as was the video package by Triple H, it culminated with like on a ring mat and then was this massive painting of all the biggest superstars from WWE's history. It was absolutely awesome. Definitely check it out. Then we jumped right into the return of The Rock. He came out, he said a few things, he got a big crowd reaction, managed to say the F word within like 5 minutes of being on television, and they actually bleeped it, which I found kind of surprising because the entire thing was like Netflix would be uncensored Monday Night Raw, and he dropped an S bomb, which was uncensored, but the F bomb was censored from The Rock. Of course, it's The Rock, so you already know he's gonna come out. He's gonna drop stuff like that within like 5 minutes. And I'm not sure how to really feel about everything that he came out and said because he wasn't coming out like Final Boss Brock. He had the Final Boss music, he had the Final Boss clothes and all that, and he even had the People's Championship. But he was being like babyface Rock. He was like he was like acknowledging all the work Cody Rhodes has done to carry the company. He was just acting like babyface Rock, and I don't really know if I like that or not. I really liked the final boss heel version of The Rock, and I kind of wish he would have kept that. And especially when we get to what happened afterwards, I will be talking about that. But we after The Rock came out, he said he would be keeping a close eye on the next match, which was Tribal Combat Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. Winner gets the Ula Fala and is the Tribal Chief. So we had Solo Sikoa going up against Roman Reigns. This match was insane. A lot of false finishes. It was a little slow at first, but as more time went on, it got more and more exciting. We saw Roman Reigns almost get the victory, but the referee was pulled out of the ring by Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. And then here comes Sami Zayn and Jimmy Uso out here to save Roman Reigns. They took out Jacob Fatu, they took out Tama Tonga. Then it was just Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa supposedly. But here comes Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens trying to screw Roman Reigns, trying to make sure he doesn't get back into power. But then here comes Cody Rhodes, of course, feuding with Kevin Owens. They're going to be having a ladder match at the Royal Rumble, which I'm very excited about. But Kevin Owens tries to screw Roman Reigns. That's thwarted by Cody Rhodes. And then we see Roman Reigns hit a spear on Solo Sikoa to pick up the victory. He has his Ula Fala back. No idea where Solo Sikoa could go from here, but Roman Reigns did say a date for his Tribal Chief Acknowledgement Ceremony. I believe it was January 27th. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I think that's what he said to Paul Heyman. What happened afterwards is what I really was expecting more from. So you had The Rock, and he wanted to put the Ulafala on Roman Reigns. He wanted to put it around his neck. So he grabbed it from Paul Heyman. He put it around Roman Reigns' neck, and that they hugged and all that. It was a pretty long hug. So I'm like, The Rock is totally gonna turn, just hit a rock bottom on Roman Reigns, but he did not do it, which I was kind of disappointed about. Because I feel like now would be a great time to do Roman Reigns versus The Rock at WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 40, that was not a good time to do it whatsoever because everybody wanted Cody Rhodes. But I feel like now would be the time to do it if they wanted to. If like after all that happened last year, if they wanted to run it back this year, this would be the time to do it because The Rock, he was like crowned High Chief. He could want the Ulafala. He could want the Tribal Chief position. Maybe they could have like another tribal combat match possibly at WrestleMania. Just I don't know. I wasn't really feeling too much of what The Rock did when he came out here, but there's no doubt that he got a really good pop And it was a really good match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, I'll say that. We then jumped into a promo by John Cena. He came out in this awesome new blue gear, which we definitely need in figure form. I don't care about the red gear. I don't think they should give us that, but Mattel should definitely give us the blue gear. The blue gear is way better than the red gear. They should totally do that for John Cena, of course, if that's what he's gonna wear for his final run. But I really do like the blue. It reminds me a lot of John Cena's U.S. title open challenges back in 2015. So that's really, really cool. But he cut a promo out here where he sort of swerved the fans because he was like, "You're expecting me to get a 17th world title run? I don't think that's in the cards because I would have to earn it. I would have to win the Royal Rumble." So then he segues into that. He declares himself for the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. Men's Royal Rumble, they have a chance to make it absolutely goated. They have a chance to make the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble the greatest Royal Rumble since like 2020. I ain't talking about no 50-man greatest Royal Rumble. I'm talking about like the greatest traditional Royal Rumble of all time. Mark my words. The amount of people that they can put in this to just make it amazing and make it engaging is just unbelievable. We have John Cena. We have Jey Uso because I believe he sort of declared himself after the post show, which a little off topic here, but I was actually in the chat for the post show sort of thing that they did on YouTube. They had like the chat, and then I was in it. I said a few things. So if you want to go back under the top chat replay, you'll probably see a number of comments from me. But they have John Cena, they have Jey Uso. They could put CM Punk in it. They could put Seth Rollins in it. Drew McIntyre. I could see Roman Reigns being in it. They could put Logan Paul. They could put like Jacob Fatu. Like the men's Royal Rumble, they have a chance to make it like the best of all time. And I don't think there's been like a crazy good men's Royal Rumble since like 2020. So I have some really high expectations for the Rumble this year. I hope they go all out. I hope they make it amazing. But John Cena, I do also hope that he wins his 17th world title. But he kind of declared that it's not much of a chance of happening. That he kind of swerved and said that that's what he's aiming to do. He's going for the Royal Rumble. Never give up if you're John Cena. But yes, this was a really awesome promo. I enjoyed it, and the fans were very excited to see John Cena. He got a big pop and all that. It was awesome. The New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods were trying to get some words in throughout the show, but they couldn't. They kept getting snubbed by the interviewers. Yeah, Jackie Redmond was out of time to interview the New Day, so they couldn't speak their mind. I found it really funny how, like, up in the skybox, there were people having, like, the party and all that. They were celebrating Rhea Ripley's win, and then the New Day were just, like, far behind. Nobody wants to hang out with the New Day. I really like this heel storyline. I think it's cool. Our Women's World Championship match, Liv Morgan defending her championship against Rhea Ripley. This match was really, really good, as expected. Liv Morgan has really come into her own, in my opinion. I actually used to not like her, believe it or not. I didn't think she was good in the ring. I didn't think she was good on the microphone. I think she's definitely coming to her own now, to where she's like a better wrestler, a better talker, and she's definitely better as a heel than a babyface. I love her in the Judgment Day. But I'll admit her feud with Rhea Ripley was starting to drag, and I actually did not expect them to put the belt on Rhea Ripley for this match, but they actually did. Rhea Ripley got her Women's World Championship back after a riptide to Liv Morgan. Mommy is on top once again, and afterwards, Dominic Mysterio was sort of trying to get back together, I guess. He tried to give his old mommy a hug, but Rhea Ripley was having none of it. She gave him a low blow before finally hitting him with a riptide. There have been several riptide to Dominic Mysterio teases. It's never happened to my knowledge, but she finally did hit a riptide on Dominic after this match. And after that, we had the Undertaker coming out. He was like on his motorcycle. I don't have the motorcycle, unfortunately. But the Undertaker came out on his motorcycle. It's like the big evil Undertaker, like more like post retirement style Undertaker, I guess. He doesn't have like the dead man stuff anymore. He's more like the big evil motorcycle style Undertaker. So he comes out, he endorses Rhea Ripley and all that, gives her a fist bump, and then they do like the arm raise thing, Rhea Ripley with her Women's World Championship, Undertaker raising his hand in the air. That was really, really cool. I'm glad they were able to bring out Undertaker for this. He definitely got a good reaction from the crowd. and I'm very happy to see Rhea Ripley as the Women's World Champion once again. Several people were in the crowd throughout the show as far as like wrestlers, and it was quite a few legends. We saw people like X-Pac, Stephanie McMahon, all in the crowd watching on for the show. But we saw some current wrestlers as well. We had LA Knight in the crowd. We had Tiffany Stratton, Rey Mysterio, and Logan Paul, who sort of cut like a promo saying how he's not retired, he's not done with wrestling, so he will probably be in the Royal Rumble, like I said earlier. Men's Royal Rumble are going to be goated, mark my words. But Logan Paul is probably going to be in that. I think he'll win? Not exactly, but I think he will find a way to possibly face John Cena on his final run. That's a match I would like to see, Logan Paul and John Cena. It was announced that Chad Gable will be going up against a mystery luchador next week on Monday Night Raw, and I think we can all work out who it's going to be. It's going to be Pentagon Jr., Penta El Zero Miedo from AEW. He left AEW. He's now coming to WWE because of the videos that we saw, and then we actually saw like this week, this particular week of videos, we saw like the mask, and then it said like Penta in the mask. It's a very iconic mask for Penta. So he's gonna be coming into WWE here. Hopefully a similar look to what he had in AEW, because I would really like to see like how Mattel would do that, like all the different molds, like maybe a tongue out head sculpt. I would love a Penta figure from Mattel. The AEW one's really good, but I would want to see a WWE Penta figure. I think that would be awesome. He's more than likely going to be going up against Chad Gable here next week. Very excited. It's going to be great. We saw the immortal Hulk Hogan coming out with Jimmy Hart in a very similar attire to this. Yeah, like the black shirt just with the logo on it. I think he also had a bit of a different headband than this, but I tried to like perfectly as perfectly as I could recreate what he was wearing here. But you had Jimmy Hart waving the flag. Hogan came out to say a few things, and he got booed, man. He got booed out of the building. Not all of the arena was booing him. I could hear some cheers, but most of the building was booing Hulk Hogan. Not sure how I feel about that, but he just came out to say a few things, hype up WWE, hype up some of his partners that he's had in the past, and how the greatest tag team is WWE and Netflix. Cool to see Hulk Hogan here. He was sort of hyping up the crowd here on Raw. We saw Jay Uso going up against Drew McIntyre. We've seen this match so many times, dude. This feels like a 2023 to like a late 2023 to like early 2024 match. I don't really think we need to see this match anymore, but we did see sort of a different outcome because they pointed out before this that like Jay Uso had never beaten Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre had always beaten Jay, but here we saw Jay Uso actually pick up the victory when Drew McIntyre went for a Claymore. Jey Uso caught him, rolled him up for the victory. Finally, Jey Uso gets a win. He wins like nothing ever since he got the Intercontinental Championship. Then he lost it immediately back to Braun Breaker. He's been winning like nothing. He's been getting pinned in all the tag team matches. But finally, Jey Uso gets a victory here over Drew McIntyre. And Jey Uso's attire was also really cool. Like it was mostly like a blackout gear, like some pink and blue. I thought that was really cool. Definitely, they should make a figure of that. That would be fire. But great to see Jey Uso get a victory over Drew McIntyre. I just feel like this is a match we've seen so many times and didn't particularly need to see. But I do love Jey Uso, and I'm excited to see him in the Royal Rumble if that's the direction they go. Our final match of the night, our main event, the main selling point of the show, in my opinion, so literally like 10 years in the making, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. There was a very there was a part of me that thought this match was not actually going to happen. They were going to get into this big brawl. Thank goodness it happened because this match was awesome. I'm very glad that's not the direction in which they went. But CM Punk and Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins' attire was fire, just like Jey Uso. I feel like we should get a figure of that. A lot of figures from this show that Mattel should definitely make, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, John Cena. Like they should totally look into the show to make some new figures. But CM Punk, Seth Rollins, amazing match. A lot of back and forth action here, a lot of brawling all throughout the ringside area. We saw two GTSs from Seth Rollins to CM Punk. He hit him with his own move twice. Seth Rollins hit CM Punk with a pedigree on the announce table, which was vicious. But it wasn't enough. Seth Rollins went up top, went to hit CM Punk with a superplex, which he did. He tried to follow that up with a Falcon Arrow, but CM Punk countered into a GTS. Seth Rollins bounced off the ropes back into the shoulders of CM Punk, which was pretty crazy, who hit a GTS, and then Punk was able to pick up the victory over Seth Rollins. I feel like this is a match that could have gone either way, not gonna lie, but CM Punk was definitely the right choice to win, just in case they revisit this rivalry in the future, maybe for WrestleMania possibly. I don't think this is the last time we'll see Punk and Seth, but I need to call this out. We see so many moves hit multiple times in succession for the win. I believe Rhea Ripley used the Riptide multiple times in succession. I kind to beat Liv Morgan. I kind of missed the ending of the match, but because I was grabbing some water, but I like came in as she was hitting the Riptide to win. Cody Rhodes uses like three Crossroads in a row to beat everybody. CM Punk uses two GTSs in a row. Multiple finishers in succession can be a powerful visual. Don't get me wrong, because it's like he wants insurance. He wants to put down his foe with multiple finishers. But I don't know. I just feel like that makes moves look a little weak. I don't know. I would like to hear like other people's stance on this because I haven't seen really too many people calling it out. But just like multiple finishers just in a row, it's kind of killing the credibility of certain finishers, especially like Cody Rhodes' Crossroads, because he uses like three crossovers to beat like everybody. But CM Punk did pick up the victory. That was the WWE Monday Night Raw on Netflix premiere in a nutshell. This show was stacked. I really enjoyed it. My favorite part would honestly probably be Rhea Ripley winning the title. I was really excited for that. And my favorite match itself, I would probably have to go with Punk versus Seth Rollins. As far as like match quality, that was a really good main event. But storyline wise, I feel like this could have main evented. That's just me. But this was probably one of my favorite Raws of all time, and I'm not just saying that. Wasn't really anything all that crazy that I had a gripe with. There was some things here and there, like I wanted The Rock to turn heel, but I guess that's something they could do like later down the line. So I'm probably gonna give this show a 9.5 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I will see you guys next time. Jed Wrestling out.